In this dark and deadly city, the evil never sleeps. Those who fight crime like me must learn how to survive. Thieves, sociopaths, punks, they don't have any rules. I do. Rule number 1, be competent, critical, careful. Rule number 25, fight the corruption or get paid generously. Rule number 101, don't shoot your mouth, shoot bullets.
You're making a big mistake, detective.
I'm used to it.
Still here? If you don't have the guts, what do you need that piece of junk for?
It's a matter of style. It's part of my character.
Hello, I'm Maurizio De Angelis, one of the authors of Detective Gallo.
I am Francesco. My brother Maurizio and I are respectively the technical and artistic soul of the game.
We created the concept, the storyline in general, and all the narrative strands of the game.
It's a point-and-click adventure game, with classic elements but rich with innovative ideas as well.
We started from the desire to create an old-style game at heart, but modern in its technical aspects.
Our aim was to create a really interesting and funny game for the player. The story tells of a detective, a rooster detective since he's actually a bird, who has to solve the most complicated case of his life. He must investigate the murder of vegetables, basically all plants of the game world.
We strongly believe that the characterization of the main protagonist is one of the fundamental elements in creating a story that is able to entertain and involve the player.
Gallo thinks he's always right, and he's a tough guy that never gets down. But actually, he's clumsy and awkward, and everybody makes fun of him.
All the characters in the game are roosters or hens.
So the game has a double soul, noir and cartoon.
We thought about something that would be funny, but in line with the character. The noir style usually provides crusty characters, tough guys that never make fun of themselves. Instead, we wanted a self-mocking style and to create a visual contrast. So we decided on a goofy character that would be instantly funny.
We started to face the development challenges one by one.
The first steps and puzzles are relatively simple because there are few locations in which the player can interact. But then the world broadens and all the settings remain playable from the start till the end of the game. So the difficulty grows because all puzzles are linked with all the rest of the game world, which expands at an exponential rate.
The soundtrack by Gennaro Nocerino is really immersive and spectacular given the atmosphere of the game. In fact, the music has been a great source of inspiration for us to improve the story to try to include more funny parts that would give depth to the characters themselves. Regarding the art, we've involved our dear friend Mauro Sorgienti, who has really contributed to the soul of the game, visually speaking, creating the typical shadows of noir stories but adding a touch of cartoon and comic book style. In fact, the story we're telling is a noir comedy tale with a cartoon style.
For example, one of the characters we had the most fun creating is Candy Bob, who is basically pure sugar, a candy seller who has been in love with Gallo since the first time she saw him. And the more rudely he treats her, the more she loves him. In noir stories, you usually have the femme fatale as the one the characters fall in love with. Here instead, the main character despises her from the first steps of the game.
The funniest part of the game for me that really makes me laugh every time I see it is when Gallo talks with a baby punk who's really able to stand up to him. And so the more Gallo tries to be tough, the more this little chick shows him how fierce he is. He's absolutely meaner and more persuasive compared to Gallo in so many things.
We need this crowdfunding campaign to make the game even more exciting and engaging than it already is. Thanks to your support, the game will be incredibly enriched. We'll add more in-game locations, cutscenes, interludes, and multilingual support.
And we'll add some little surprises we won't reveal at the moment. Our ultimate goal is for the player to feel the same amusement we did in developing the game.
These are all elements that will surely make the game experience more interesting and involving. What would Gallo say in this situation? Well, of course he would quote one of his many rules. When you're at the end of a story, you realize you're just beginning another one.